Hey, what's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
what it do?
Man, all good here. All good here.
Good,
It's
so
good
good.
seeing your face.
I know it's
On
been.
here, yeah, it's
I,
been a minute. On here, that is, 'cause I see you on the regular, but on here,
I,
it's good to see your face.
absolutely, absolutely. So good to
Definitely is. Definitely is.
see.
Oh man. Good morning. Not good morning. Good evening.
It
I've
is.
been sleep. I've been sleep all day. I promise you. I've been in the position of I knocked out. Pulled 16 hours and before that, I only had like 2 3 hours of sleep. And so when I came home, I was completely drained. But anyway, I'm here. Hello,
Hey,
good people. How are you all doing? Please make
what's
yourself known in
up?
the comment section. We would love to know where you are listening from and
Yes.
watching us from, whether it's on either one of my pages, my page, two of my personal pages, Martez Green, Darnell Tate, Rare Image, Jonisha's Green page, our Twitter page, and our Twitch page. Whatever page it is, um,
You can
we
find us.
welcome you. Yes, yes, yes.
You can.
Hello, Elizabeth Libby Morgan. Hey, baby girl, how you doing today?
It is so good to be on here with Rare Image today. I'm telling you.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
definitely.
quite a minute, and it's so good to see you guys on this evening. I am so ready. I am ready.
We had switched up our format, and our format is Freestyle Fridays, and
Oh,
yeah, so we just free flowing in this conversation, and we do have our topics we talk about, but we just flow freely into that. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna flow freely
let's
into our
get it.
conversation. And so our other partner has sent us some notes, and my phone is dead, so I don't have access to my notes at this moment. She told us, she's like, this is what y'all gonna talk about.
Yeah. So we're gonna do
Just
what we say, and that's freestyle.
that, yeah, this is what y'all gonna talk about. And look, my phone is dead, so I try to use my phone as whatever, and I didn't feel like going to get a charger because I was ripping and running, and I'm like, and it hadn't been on the charger since, oh god, probably, I don't know, yesterday sometime.
I
Yeah,
know, but for calling you, it was going straight to voicemail. So
yeah. I didn't. I got in bed, and I matter of fact, I laid in bed as is, and some of y'all may think that's the grossest thing. I was tired. Thank God for a wash machine and dryer. I was tired. I could wash my sheets.
What?
I just laid in the bed,
Yeah, yeah,
laid and went to sleep. So, look, it's so good to be here on this Friday. Um,
absolutely.
it's definitely a blessing. This is what we need you to do on tonight is to like, share, and tag. Matter of fact, just start a group watch party and let them know that the Conversation Podcast is on the air.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about this now. I forgot what we're gonna talk about, but I think it has something to do with them and they and identity, and we're just gonna flow from there. Like who is they? Who
Who
is
is
them?
right?
Who is them? And this is the funny part about it, you all.
Who is?
Um, yeah, who is they? Who is them? And the funny part about it, I did a personal podcast representing our company on uh, Anchor. That is. And the only reason why I did it because I'm trying out some things and trying to get used to doing some things on my own, just in case. Because my sister is doing big things. I promise you all, she's doing big things. And Cheryl is a mother, and there may be some times that she may not be able to come on here because she's doing big things, and my
I'm
little
running,
nephew.
bro, up and down, side to side.
Yeah, yeah. My nephew got her busy, and her daughter, who's graduating this coming up year, they just into a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
God, and they
yeah,
just don't. You know, I don't know if they realize how blessed they are because these are some things we wish we could have done.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
and so and we definitely support them. You hear me say we? I'm the uncle, and I
absolutely.
support my nephew and niece. And even though I can't be there all the time, but look, go ahead, chase your dreams, expand your level of experience, do what you got to do, and that's how I look at it. Oh,
Yeah,
so let's get into this topic. Them or they? Who is them? Who are they? Like,
and
yeah.
who's this?
Yeah. So this is what I was gonna get to, and so y'all have to excuse me. Like my podcast, it was about growth. So I'm doing a series on growth, and it's called Getting Comfortable in Your Own Skin. And it was weird how Jodisha came with this. Who is they? You
Mhm.
know, and she was speaking of from a identity crisis situation, but it's kind of funny how they has been a part of our psyche for the longest.
Woo. Yes, sir.
And even though them or they are no longer there speaking into our lives, but there's a system that was set in place that we still deal with them or they.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm gonna kick this off because I'm gonna tell a part of the conversation that you and your son was having before we came online,
Okay.
and we was talking about how Jonisha is this person, she get out and she does this and all that, and Parrish, he was saying, "Well, mom, like, you're just important. Like, you have a lot of wisdom the world needs to hear. Share with him your response, and this is going to deal with them or they."
Okay. My response, well, basically saying I don't need a lot of people around me. You know what I'm saying? I do deal with people. I do talk with people. Um, but my circle is very small. So he was talking about, because I made the statement that I don't have no more than 10 people come on my live. And he was like, well, you need to put yourself out there more. And I was like, no, I don't have to put myself out there, for as getting connected to people. He was like, Mama, you almost 50. You need to get more connected to people. I was like, I'm connected. you know, um, I'm connected. But one of the things that is, so important, Joe puts herself out there. She's on social media. She's on all of the Twitter. She's on YouTube. She's on Facebook. She's on Snap. She's putting herself out there. And I don't necessarily put myself out there. But a lot of that comes from some of the trauma, some of the hurt that has come from different people that I trusted the most that beat me down. So I'm now taking the learning curve to know me. I'm taking the learning curve of knowing me, and it doesn't matter anymore what someone else says. If it's what God says and or what I desire and it
Mhm.
lines up with what God says, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter what the them or the they say. And it took
But
me
yeah,
a long time to get to that point because I used to be afraid of my words. And I know it's other people out there who may feel like they don't have the right they don't know how to speak correctly, or they may stutter, or like some of the things that we've had. Mine was from my wreck. Memory loss is from Darnell's COVID, where you'll be afraid whether or not you're going to remember what you're trying to say, or you get mid thought and you forget, and it makes you become fearful to step out and do what God asked you to do. But it's just like Moses, when Moses was like, I know you didn't call me.
right.
I don't even have the right speech. I can't even talk. Well, it's the same thing. He knew COVID was going to hit you, Darnell. He knew I was going to be in a wreck. He knew I was going to deal with some memory loss. He knew I was going to deal with some beat downs of not being good enough. You don't speak right. You don't have right grammar. You this, you that. And he knew all of that, but he yet called me to a space. And there are
Mhm.
people that I can reach that you can't reach. And there are people
Right.
you reach that I can't reach. And so I think where the them and the they don't matter is because whatever realm God called me to, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in schools, whether it's in the ministry, whether it's on this show, wherever he called me to, he's going to equip. And I know everything is not about God, but everything is about God, really. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
take it to the world. You can go to a job and not be qualified for that job, and God can open up the door for you to get that job. Do you not think that the them and the days are going to have something to say? And then you may begin to pull yourself back and feel like, you know, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna say this part, and then I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I remember
You're
times
doing
when
good.
I
You're doing
would
good.
date and I would hold back my joy for dating because maybe my friends weren't dating. The people that I love wasn't dating. So I didn't want it to look like I was rubbing it in their faces, or everywhere we went, I invited them to come because I wanted them to feel a part. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
God bless me with the home that I'm in now, I wouldn't give God all the glory and the celebration because maybe the people I was connected to wasn't in that place. And I didn't want them to have anything to say about, oh, she bragging. Oh, but I should have bragged.
Yeah.
I was homeless.
And
Me
see, and
and
the
my
thing of
friends
it
were
is,
homeless.
right. And see, that's, and people don't see that. All they see is, your blessing. That's all they
Right.
see. And they judge you based upon what they observe and not knowing the backstory of your situation.
Baby,
Like,
the
they don't
hell
know.
that we have been through to get where, and I said hell and I meant that. We have been through some things. Some was doers and some wasn't. And when God opened the window of heaven to pour out the blessing upon us and it overtakes us, then we get to a point to where we're afraid because of the them and the days. And
Yeah.
but when it's something we really want to do, we don't care about what they got to say. Most of the time, that's because it's something that we ain't really supposed to be doing, and we don't really care about what they say because it's in us. We get bold then, but it's that thing that we need to step out on, and those that thing like this. I'm not
Yeah.
good at this. I don't believe, but when other people hear me, they be like, "Oh my God, you and Darnell or you and Joe did an awesome job," and I'm like, "For real?" But this is my space. This is my era. My life is a testament. There's so
Yeah.
much about me that I could give other people. I was telling Joe earlier today, man, my story needs to be heard. Not just the gory details of the story, but even the part of the story of that I made it.
You made it.
I'm here. Somebody needs to understand process, timing, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, when you start talking about identity and who you are and who you believe you are, yes, a lot of that comes from the words that you have heard spoken over you. And
That's
that
right.
begins to be it literally gets to the marrow of your bones.
It does.
Stuff
It
that is
does.
being said to you. And that's whether it's negative or positive coming from you or somebody else. When that stuff gets in you, that's who you become.
That's true. Let me share something with you. In the growth series I'm doing on Anchor, I started out the conversation about a situation that happened to me in my childhood between the ages of 5 and 7,
Mhm.
and I remember playing in the dirt with one of the neighbors who I considered one of my friends. We was all about the same age,
Right.
and I remember while we playing in the dirt, he had a Tonka truck that I always wanted, and I had some little bit of cars that he liked. You know how kids are. It
Mhm.
seems as though what other people like, they like the best and whatever, even though the other person got something better, but it just is what it is. And I remember we was playing in the dirt, and a group of teens came to me and was like asking him why was he playing with me, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there like dumbfounded, like, we play together all the time. What the issue was? And they was like, well, he looked better than you, right? I'm like, no, I don't know that. So
Right.
they said, yeah. And I asked them why. They was like, well, he's light skinned. You're
Mhm.
you're brown skinned. He has curly hair. Your hair is nappy.
Not the nappy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, and they went on with it, and I was like, as being a kid, I was lost because I didn't know anything about colorism. I didn't know anything
Yeah.
that I know people felt that way. Then they pivot us to fight against each other. He hit me, and I hit that boy so hard. I hit him so
Oh,
hard, I knocked him down. Yes, I did. I knocked him down on
yeah,
the ground. Yeah,
darn.
I did. I did. And I took off running. And the reason why I ran was because I know the kids were gonna kick my tail.
Right. Right.
But I remember running into the house and asking my mama, like, yo, why? Because I know she was lighter complected, but they never made a difference. My dad was dark, she was light. It just what it was. You know, as a kid, you don't look at those things. And she did her best to console me and to tell me, like, yo, you're an attractive young person. It doesn't matter if your hair is soft or not.
Yeah.
You're this. And she began to speaking to me. But those 5 to 6 teens seemed like their voice was so much louder in my ear than her one voice.
Yeah.
Now, even though I stopped crying and all that in front of her, but I heard her voice. And I heard their voice,
Yeah.
what they were saying. And that was not the only example of people who like said things to me. Now, the funny part about it, those people are no longer there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but years after, even as I became an adult, I look in the mirror or I did certain thing, I heard the voices of the people. And then I began to compare myself to them, like the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I act, all that because so and so said this. Remember when so and so said that? And so it put me in a position, even when people try to push me forward, like, oh, you got this talent, you have this gift, whatever. Like, no, I'm not, I'm good, I'm good. Let me stay in the back because I didn't never feel like I was good enough.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And like, and even talking about this little space of broadcasting, no one really knows because like I talk about this openly, and the reason why I share this openly, Cheryl, is because this is my way of becoming free. When I talk about my social anxiety and me being a introvert and things like that, this is my way of pushing myself forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I do all of that, it's like, and I talk about Joe. This is what I was going to. I was talking about Joe one day. I'm like, man, she is so good at that. I sit back on this broadcast and look at her like, oh man, she just know how to relate to the people and people respond to her. And like, God, I wish I could do that. All because I didn't know my worth. And as I begin to get comfortable with myself, and I'm saying to myself, like, man, forget them. Forget they. Who are them? Who are they?
Right. Right. You
Like,
know, influence is wild. And if I'm listening to you talk, and you and this little boy, y'all played along for a while. Like
yeah,
this, what y'all did. This was common for y'all.
right.
A group of people come in and change this young man's whole view of
Hmm.
who he considered to be a friend. And so I think even as we teach our young people, even as we teach ourselves, we have to teach, baby, watch your influence.
Yeah.
The influence is there to tear apart and tear down, then that's not who you need. And I think and sometimes we stay connected to people who were never meant to walk with us in the spaces that we tread our feet. And
That's true.
we allow them to remain because we become comfortable. We
Hmm.
become comfortable with the beat down. We become comfortable with what they say, and we begin to identify with the influence that they have placed upon us. And
We
that's not
believed
your
it.
identity.
Right. We believe what they said because it's kind of like, if 5 people are saying this about you, then that must be the
It must
truth
be true.
compared to that one.
Ooh, Jesus
It,
was
it
one,
got to be the truth. Yeah.
and there was a multitude of people that was against him, right? But
Right.
what stood at the end of time, at the
Absolutely.
at the end, when he said it was finished, it was finished. And it didn't matter how many people was around that did not believe what he needed to do was finished. And that's when we began to live.
Absolutely.
It's
Our homeboy just jumped on the line, and Terrius Johnson, seeding grace, brother. A seeding grace to you. A seeding. Thank you. I'm telling you, it's funny, and so I sure this is the funny part because you was talking about how you were nervous about sharing your happiness. Um, when you begin to get comfortable within yourself and you begin to understand your own identity,
absolutely.
that's when the labels come. It is really funny. Like people start like, oh, she thinks she's better.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
live in that subdivision and she don't forget where she came from. Like,
Baby, you don't, but you don't know. You don't even know. You don't know.
yeah,
And I will never forget where I come from. And that's the thing. That's when it's people who don't know you, though. That comes from
Right.
people who don't know you. And really, why they're saying stuff like that is that they really wish they were where you were.
It's really jealousy, and I remember my mom saying it to me, and I thought once again, I really felt like my mom was just being a mother and just loving me. Okay, you
Yeah.
just saying this because you my mom. That's it. At the end of the day, you just saying this to me because you. And so the reality, the people wish they had the shoes that you are walking in. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase this. They wish they had the blessing
Yes.
that them shoes you walked in had. That comes with that. But they don't want your struggle.
No, because to get
They,
here, we
yeah,
were homeless. We were literally homeless. And so this house came in a space where I had nowhere for my children to lay their heads. So when you talk about when you talk about wanting or desiring a place of a person, I remember when I used to say all the time, "Oh, I wish I could preach like this person. Oh, I wish I could sing like this person." But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna use my spiritual mom as an example. Her anointing is stupid. I mean, ooh,
yeah, it
she is
is.
an anointed woman of God. But her anointing cost her her life. It
And,
cost her life.
and since you said that, like, okay, you openly talk about, the molestation that happened in your life, right? And when people see how you walk and you flow and how powerful you are, those dark places kept you on your knees. The anointing that's
Baby,
on your life, that
today,
anointing on your life, yeah, yeah, it keeps on your knees. And the thing of it is, like, no one realized, like, we talk about freedom, we talk about being delivered, but no one realizes that you fight for your freedom and your deliverance every day.
every single day.
Every day you have to decree and declare and say, no, I'm not going to walk in that space. I'm
Mhm.
not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And because of that, those things pivot you to be in prayer more, to study your word more. And because of that, God graces you with a level or a next level of anointing to handle the situation and to handle those who's going to come to you with something similar.
Yes.
That anointing is not
Yes.
free. I mean, the day that God chose you, He immediately understood that, yeah, this baby is gonna carry a weight and a burden that most people die just to go through.
Listen, you talking about three different men that I can remember molesting me, raping me. About four, it could have been five, but I remember four distinctly of sisters and cousins that would rape me. I go from one house to the next house to be raped, to be molested. Um, the man who was raping me moved us to Milwaukee. Then there come two other boys that would get us from the school, and I burnt the house down. Me and these two other girls, we got tired of being raped. I'm talking about every single day after school. We decided to take the mattresses that were downstairs in the so in Michigan at this time they would have these houses that sit up on long poles, and underneath it was like storages underneath. So
Yeah,
each a little apartment, and it was like a quad. And so within this big house there were apartments, right? And so underneath would be that particular apartment storage. So there were mattresses that were up the underneath the apartments, and they would take us three girls. I was in kindergarten. Take us three girls downstairs and rape us and make us perform oral sex every single day after school. We finally got tired. It was one girl that was a little bit more brighter than me who had been sexually active with these guys longer than me, and we were all in kindergarten. Like, she knew the business. She was teaching me how to not hurt so much. So we decided that we was gonna burn the mattresses up to burn the apartments down, and that's exactly what we did. We burnt them jokers to the ground, and that's how I ended up being back in Tennessee.
wow.
So when you talk about my praise, when you talk about the anointing, when you talk about the wisdom and the knowledge, that came because God didn't allow me to lose my mind. And so if I allow for somebody to talk about Oh, she thinks she all that. She always got something to say, and it shuts me down. Then who else is gonna be delivered out there? We were at the conference, Darnell, and I was just listening to Miss Quinchetta. Is that how you say her name?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, she went off. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Technology. Technology. And yeah.
This is the honest God truth. I'm sitting there listening to some of her story after the conference. We're just sitting and talking, and I have my mouth hanging wide open, but I'm looking at a survivor. I'm looking at somebody who is still healing, even though she's going on with her life. But yet and still, sure, you are an encouragement, even though our stories are a little different, that no matter what you go through, you can stand. But what if I let the people shut my mouth and they not know that this woman that you think that is so wonderful that stands before you and declare the word of God, how she knows how, not like anybody else. And I make it very I say it everywhere I go. I'm not like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I say that on purpose because people want you to come a certain way. They want you to come how they're used to. And that's not how I'm equipped. I
Yeah.
have to come as Cheryl. That's how I
That's
have to
it.
come. And I have to let these people know, man, you can make it. You can be strong, but also be vulnerable enough to say, I have some bad days.
Yeah.
My days aren't always good. And it's not always hallelujah. But you have to learn how to keep moving. And if that's the enemy's job is to kill, steal, and destroy, but if it's God's job, not his job, what he desires to do is to come and give us life, and so that we can have it more abundantly, then somebody got to be healed by the word of our testimony, correct?
That's
So the,
it. That's it.
the enemy is going to come
And
in and try to shut all that down.
that's it. And then also, as you testify, you overcome by the word of your testimony.
Absolutely.
As you continue to testify about it, the thing of it is, man, is standing in the truth that God has created you to stand in
Yeah.
and declare that. And it's funny, like I said earlier, people put the labels on you, like, look at your house, she thinks she's better, or you start standing in your truth with you understanding who you are. Oh, Cheryl thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
thinks no, stand in your truth. Become comfortable with you. And I said this in the growth series. I said this like, become comfortable with yourself. It's like putting on a brand new shirt. You know what you do? You always adjusting it, putting it
Yep.
down, make sure it's tailored to your body. And I
Yeah.
said, becoming comfortable with yourself is like is an evolution process. You always adjusting something. You try to make sure it fits you, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's something that I find myself doing, and I watch you for years, and just let the public know we've been knowing each other since I was 16, you
Woo.
were
Yeah.
18,
Yeah.
yeah, and we became real close
Yeah.
during our 20s, and we've been thick as thieves since then.
This baby, we A1 with one another. And I think
Yeah.
that's need when you talk about influence. Donnell, you and I have the ability to tell each other truths, whether it hurt or not. And that's
Oh,
where you
we had to grow there though.
Ooh,
I
yes.
think I think our last bout, and I apologize to you, was I'm gonna call it that situation because I won't put that out there. And I'd apologize to you, and I said from this point forward, I said even if you get upset with me, I will share with you what the truth is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I said, I didn't share certain things because I was trying to protect our friendship, and
Yeah.
not realizing that I was hurting our friendship.
Yeah. But it
And
it made us bond. And
mhm,
that's the example that you want to set before people. So many people misconstrue our relationship. So many because we're so close. And
yeah,
so, but there's an influence there. You taught me how to live in the midst of some hurt. So you just taught me so much in that moment, and you allowed me to be me in that, me being crazy in one moment and giving the word of God in the next. And it just lets you know that you're always one step away from losing it.
yeah,
So when you talk about influence, when you talk about the them and the days, you make sure you got some good them or days. And if the other ones is throwing some trash in your bin, you let them and days go.
yep, that's true. And what I had to do for me, I had to kill that system, and I'm every day I'm killing that system
Yeah.
because I find I still. hear those voices, then I have to tell myself, you're not what they say that you are.
Yeah.
You're not how they perceive you to be.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm gonna get back to my mom. I'm gonna shout her out, Mother Lily Jean Williams,
Come on.
aka Jean, aka Jean. She when I was younger, she would say things to me. She said, "Stop worrying about them."
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear the wisdom of her voice as a kid because I heard the loudness of the negativity. That's all I heard was them in that ear. Like, oh, they say this, they say that, they say them, they, them. And some of them, I don't know where they live. I don't know if they're still alive or they dead or gone. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But that system, and every day I'm killing that system as I evolve into a better version of God created me to be. And
Yeah.
then I also had to learn, and I'm encouraging the public to learn this as well, that you are created to do something that no one else has done. And I don't care if it's frying bologna.
Right.
God can give you a niche to perfectly brown that bologna
Yeah.
and put on the right piece of bread. I don't care what bread. I don't care if it's
Yes.
Texas toast or I don't know what it is. The right piece of bread and put the right amount of mayo and mustard and whatever sauce you decide to use and make it the best tasting bologna sandwich.
Yes.
And then allow you to charge what you think the sandwich is worth.
Come on.
We bring something to this plane of consciousness that
Yeah.
no one else cannot bring. You are unique. God created you to be unique. And even though a million people is doing that, and I have to tell myself that even with this podcast and the video podcast and this radio, whatever, and I'm sitting here like, God, it seems like it's not taking off, it's not taking off, it's not taking off. And then everybody's doing it because I'm hearing people like, I can start me a radio station, I can start me a podcast. And I'm sitting here like, dang, that's a billion of us already.
Yeah.
And the Lord had to remind me, you're bringing something. I hear you, Bishop. Bishop said, you're making me hungry. I hear you. I hear you. I think I'm gonna make myself a little hungry too. Just look at Sure, you got some bologna at your house.
I do.
I might be over there. Praise Jesus. Um, but it's definitely one of those things. And we do apologize. Sure, we gotta get off here. The conversation is getting really, really
You
good.
good. You are okay. I wanted to say while you were talking about validation. A lot of times when you was talking about your mom and how she really what she was doing was validating you and
Hmm.
telling you who you were and putting that seed down on the inside of you. Now that seed may be just now sprouting up, but she planted
Right.
the when you were younger. And I think about how often we look for validations from certain people, and when it doesn't come from the group or people or persons that we want the validations to come from, we shrink.
We do.
We sh-
What? Explain this. Why do we look for validation from people that should never matter?
because those are the people that we have put a certain value to. We have given them the $1 million value. You understand what I'm saying? And it
I got
doesn't mean that they hold that statue. But in our eyes, that person is so important. And if they say I'm this, if it's them that put me in this place, then it got to be God. Or let's not say that, oh, it's got to be good.
you. Got to be good.
It's got to be good. And that's not true. It there are some, there are some people who you want to validate that are your enemies, but they gotta bless you because he done made your enemy your footstool. You better come on, Cheryl,
Hmm.
preach. Come on, girl. Come on around here. There are some people that you want to validate you that are really your enemies. But they gotta bless you because God is making your enemy your footstool.
Hmm. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna add to that. God will also make your enemies be the one who prepare the table that you're gonna sit down and eat at.
Baby, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. And
You come
sometimes,
you come into a table in a space that you didn't even have to prepare. Okay, God told Israel, I'm gonna give you vineyards you did not plant, houses you did not build, and he began to list a whole lot of other stuff. A lot of those people was enemies to Israel. They did not want to see Israel prosper in any kind of way, but God gave them everything that the enemies had.
Yeah. 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 And that's
Everything.
really how some of that is happening. That's how it's happening even in this time. It's how it's happening even in this time. He will allow your enemies to bless you real good. But
Hmm.
you thinking they your friends, but they ain't really your friends at all because you can't always see what's happening behind the closed doors.
True. True.
So it
That's
looked
true.
like y'all on one accord, but them private conversations, them private thoughts, and the things that they're placing in the atmosphere against you that you got to continue to fight, and you don't even know why you fight. You fighting because there are some things that have been released in the atmosphere concerning you, and you got a soul
Right.
tie with people. Not a sexual soul tie. You have you got a soul tie with these people, but due from relationship,
Hmm.
straight relationship that y'all have been bonded together, and it's so much stuff that is happening. So we just really at the end of the day, it really comes to Darnell. How do you value you?
Right.
Do you really think about you, Darnell?
I'm gonna be honest. And I know you asked a question in that way. At 42 years old, I'm just now beginning to value myself.
Absolutely.
And I'm just now beginning to put myself first. And it kind of goes back to my upbringing because I was taught if I put me first, that makes me selfish, and God was not going to be happy with my selfishness. And then I had to realize if I don't take care of me, I can't help that which I love.
Absolutely.
I have to be good mentally, emotionally, and physically. There's no use to me being so spiritual that I can't help you out emotionally or physically. There's no reason for, I mean, that's no good for that at all. So I'm learning how to put myself first. I'm learning how to take care of Darnell. I'm
Yeah.
learning how to love Darnell. And because of that, and this is a God's no truth, if I share with everybody some of the labels, the words that get said to me, because I'm in a position now, I'm like, I don't care. I refuse to entertain foolishness now,
Yes. Yes.
just to just to make you happy in your miserableness.
Yeah.
My mom was, and my grandma and the saints used to tell me, misery love company. There are
Absolutely.
people that feel like because their life ain't good or it ain't where it's supposed to be yet, that I'm gonna make your life just as much as a living hell. And I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good, sis. I'm good.
Or you looking at them thinking their life is good. Come on.
Yeah,
You looking at them thinking their life is good. And they
yeah.
looking at you thinking your life is good. And so they got to make you miserable. And you looking at them like, I don't, you got more than I got.
You
What
got
do you,
more than I. You know what? It just kind of go back. Remember, we had this private conversation. I was talking about being bullied, and I could never understand why. What's the purpose of that? Because like you got all the pretty girls, you wear the best clothes. Like, yo, why would you want to hate on me? And
yeah,
I remember because coming from Florida, my whole accent is different than my family from Florida, which is on here right now. They tell me I'm country as ever now. You know what I'm saying? So coming from Florida almost 30 years ago, my accent was different. They're like, oh, so look the way he say door. Simple things like that. Or he say milk, not merc. Like what? And so I'm looking at them like, yo, bro, you Curtisha Tate. Curtisha Tate. We're not gonna talk about why you talking about country as the Dickens. We're not gonna talk about Chicken Bite Georgia. Okay. Now you wanna get on here, we can have this argument about your Georgia ways. Now we can have that. Talk about country. But I am. I listened to myself the other day. I like, boy, you been in Tennessee for a long time because you sure got that accent for real.
I don't talk about Tennessee like that though.
Oh, it is what it is. Us got that twang, and there's nothing
Uh,
wrong with that.
yeah.
But I was like, and to be honest, Cheryl, there was people I was jealous of because I wanted what they had.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wanted what they. I wanted the image. I want that feel. I want to have the group of friends that we walk down the street. It's 20 of us deep because we all
Yeah.
hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I would have that. I would always have people around me, but felt so alone.
Wow.
I was so alone because I was different. I was with the people. But because I'm so different, it still happens today. I be with a
Yeah,
group of people, and I'm like, but because I'm different, I still feel alone.
yeah. I mean, you talk about that a lot. We just, it's just, it's just what it is. That's the reason why we go on trip. We be in the corner by ourselves having a full conversation.
Yeah, so we be over there, and then they still mad at us. And
Yeah,
like I am the only one in the room. I be like, I don't
and
know.
vice versa.
Stop.
We
I don't
just
even be trying to.
we just understand our uniqueness. That's it.
Yeah.
We could talk about it.
Look,
It don't be
Clark.
talking about nothing in the corner. Like, yeah, and this and that. Yeah, what you think about this? Like, I
Right.
don't know. How you feel about it?
Right.
Yeah, that's just us, man. And I'm working myself out of it. And the only reason why, like, and you probably gonna say the same thing too, because you never felt like you was good enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
why would I feel like I was good enough?
man.
Let me talk to y'all singles out there for a minute, just for a second, and I'm gonna yield the floor back to you, Darnell.
Oh, you good?
But for
Cause you drop
all
a
of
whole lot of wisdom. Go ahead.
you do too, love. For all of the single women out there that feel like they're not good enough because maybe somebody walked away that they really loved, or they have never really been in a successful relationship, or they was in a relationship and things didn't work out. Self-esteem is low. Or I'm gonna give you me. I felt like I had so many children. Nobody was ever gonna want me, even though my children came out of my marriage. For all of you that feel like you're not good enough and nobody good will ever find you, and you got to make sure that you just take whatever comes to you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, sir. I said single women, but there are really some good single men out there that are raising some children who
Yeah,
feel the same exact way. So I say to you, do not settle for anything that does not give you life.
that's it.
I've been single for 8 years. And I used to ask God, is there a curse on me? And there were times, y'all, we can be real on this show.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There were times that I gave myself to men that were no good to me. I did it because I wanted to feel the closeness. I wanted to feel the touch. And it's not worth it because you feel worse then than you did
Hmm.
when you was just by yourself.
Yeah,
Because then you got to deal with all those spirits and all those things that come with them. And then what
yeah.
comes with you, because you know inside of you, that's not who you want to be. Just today, I had to tell this person, I don't even talk to you like that. Well, I stay here and you stay here. Why don't you just talk to who you want to talk to? And I'm going to talk to who I want to talk to. And then when we come together, then we together. I said, have you lost your mind? Do you think
Hmm.
that I want to take this time that I've been single and give it to somebody who don't even value me as a woman? You want to share yourself while I share myself. And it ain't even got to be sexual. I'm just talking to everybody. And then when you come, I'm yours. Let me
They
tell
want
y'all
a
something.
situationship. They want a situationship. That's it.
Do not in this season, no season of your life, settle to just have something.
Yeah.
Do not. It is not worth it. Be by yourself. Love yourself. Baby, let me tell you, all my kids grown now. Every last one of them grown. And except for she's gonna be 17, and then I have one that's fixing to be 7. And I'm telling you, I be lost because I'm used to having my children around me and everything we do. Them jokers got their own friends doing their own thing, and Asher half the time don't even want to be with me. He going with his brothers nip somewhere, and I'm looking special. No, ma'am, no Pam, no ham. Get up, find you, love you, do what makes you happy,
Mm.
and live. Do not be stuck. Do not think you're not good enough. Don't think that you don't have enough. I'm finna come real. I'm finna be real transparent here. There are times I am afraid to date because I don't have a vehicle. So I'm like, what man want me? What man want me? Yeah, I make pretty decent money. I don't even have a vehicle. What do I have to offer? I was in a wreck in 2017. I work from home, not a job where they pay me from home. I keep other people's children in my home. Who want me? What I got to offer? I got a lot to offer. And
Right.
what God is showing me. So I'm saying to you singles out there, you got a lot to offer. And do not allow anybody to tell you any different. And if the right man or the right woman don't come along, you keep walking single, baby. Because there's a lot of people out there just dating other people and they're not happy. They happy with the sex, but they're not happy with the person, and they doggone sure ain't happy with themselves. So I'm saying to you, I don't care who the those, the theys, the thems, and the isms and the schisms. Let them be.
Let them
Let
be.
them talk.
Let them be.
Let them be. You let them do whatever they do, and you learn you, and you be satisfied within yourself. And I think that is where Cheryl is coming to. I'm satisfied in myself. I'm satisfied that I don't preach like everybody else. I'm satisfied that I don't talk like everybody else. I don't have the same body type as everybody else. But guess what? I'm learning these curves. I'm learning them. I'm learning what fits. I'm learning what don't fit. My self-esteem is better. And all of these young people or men and women who have come to me and had negative things to say, the hello with you. If you know what that means, you know what it means. The hello with you. It don't even matter anymore. So I speak to y'all today. Man, keep your standards high. I used to think my standards was too high. They're not
No,
high. I don't
no.
deserve just somebody who's not gonna care about me or my children or what I stand for. So guess what? Now I don't want to be single another 8 years, but I promise you I won't settle. So
That's
don't
it.
settle tonight. Don't
That's
settle.
it.
Don't settle for nothing tonight. Don't be pimped in no ministry. Don't be pimped in your giftings, and don't be pimped in your body.
Well, you can cash out Sister Cheryl at dollar sign Cherylyaka Carter. That's not it. I'm just playing. Don't take it serious and try to look it up. She said a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of encouragement. Look, as you evolve into the better person that God has created you to be, keep holding your standards high. Keep holding, and that which God has commanded to be part of your life is going to be part of your life. This has been a wonderful conversation. We're gonna have to go. Cheryl gonna have to go support my niece. She had to
You
go.
good, baby. They probably through
I'm
by now.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
okay now. Okay, I just want to make sure. Hey, I'm all about the
Yeah,
family.
that's probably over.
I'm all about the family. But
Yeah.
I said, well, we got 10 more minutes. We can
Yeah.
continue. Listen,
You
this is
take the last
definitely.
10 minutes. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Oh no, you good. I'm good at listening. That's my thing. I believe that's the reason why I'll make a good counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, all of the above. Because look, I don't mind listening. I take this up detail and try to, hey, have you thought about this? Have you, want to try this? This might work for you. So it's fine. We're gonna open up the line for questions. If I have any questions they would like to ask us, about this, about the them and they, and the ism and the schism and the dism. Yeah, fam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, cuz. I got to have you on here someday. This is my family from Germany, Jerry
Oh,
Wardlow. Yeah, all the way from Germany. Man, good got to have you on there, man. Yo, I'm when you become comfortable with yourself,
hmm,
like seriously comfortable, and it's like them and they no longer begin to matter.
absolutely.
I remember like a friend of mine came to me, was like, well, I guess somebody saw me at Walmart and was walking around, and I had my head up. I was going through so much hell at that particular time in my life. And oh yeah, let me get back to this. Yes, cuz. Hey, I'm down for that, man. Yo, we gonna link up for real though. We gonna link up, cuz. Oh man, you talking about, let me sidetrack this right here. This mine cooks like his grandma. That's my auntie, man. The woman was fire. I promise you. The woman was like, it's about to get cold. And every year when it get cold, I think about her chili. I'm talking about it's just fire. Just fire. Okay, okay. Let me leave this food alone right here. Um, and I tell people, I like, like, because usually hear about women cooking. In my family, the men can cook.
Come, yes, because you can cook, honey.
Yeah, the men can cook in my family. And I enjoy cooking. I promise you. Like, I'm gonna get back to this. This part of evolving because like there was certain time I was afraid to step into my gifting
Yeah.
because I was concerned about what they had to say about it. But forget them. Like I look at some of these folk, and God know I'm not judging them. They crackheads.
Yeah.
They've been in and out of prison. They got a bunch of kids they're not responsible for, and so much more. And here I am looking at them just literally in my heart. I was jealous. I wanted what they have. I wanted their life. Not realizing how blessed I was with what I have. The few that I had that I thought wasn't important. But like you said, I gave value and gave stock to that which wasn't good. And as I've gotten older, like at 42, man, I've really matured a whole lot. And it makes a huge difference. And I want to encourage everybody to listen to my voice that's going through some changes. And I'm gonna sound like my sister Joe right now. I'm going to sound like you're going through some changes and you're discovering you. It's okay to understand who you are as a person.
Yes.
And them and they doesn't matter because them and they probably in the grave. Their lives probably was meals before they got to you.
Hmm.
Take away their power from you. Destroy that system. Destroy that system that has been set up in your mind. It was all a control mechanism because they didn't know how to control their lives.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
They didn't know how to control their lives, so they try to control yours to make yours as miserable as
Yes.
downtrodden as theirs were. And so be comfortable with your own skin. I don't care if what you do no one likes it. Be true to yourself. I don't care if your speech isn't the best. I don't have the best speech. I am a fast talking individual, and I have to remind myself to speak slowly. And sometimes I stutter and mispronounce words.
Me too.
So I enjoy music. I enjoy singing. I'm not the best singer. And you catch me in choir rehearsal, praise sing rehearsal. I might slide from alto to soprano to bass and baritone, whatever it is. Do all of that. I'm
Come on.
not perfect, and it's okay. But as I grow into myself, I know I'm strong at.
Yeah.
I know what I'm called to. I know my placement in life. I know my placement in this universe. I understand it so much clearer than I did years ago. And every day you have to kill those voices that spoke into your head years ago. Like I use the analogy of thinking that I was ugly because I wasn't light skinned. I didn't have good hair. And I remember telling my baby because she's dark complected, like you're beautiful. She wants to look like the people that was on the Disney Channel. And I remember her talking about she wanted stringy blonde hair because she wanted to be like some of the people, all because her mom had told her that light skinned people are more better than dark skinned people, or whatever the case may be. Let's kill all of that.
Yeah.
Kill those voices. You are beautifully and you are wonderfully made. Whatever shape that you in. I ain't got the best shape, but trust and believe. I'm gonna make sure my clothes laying on this box shaped body the
Come
best
on.
it can lay on there. I
Come,
promise you.
come on here. Come on.
Okay, Nunu said
My
this
best
is
baby.
wonderful. Yeah, you gotta lay it on there. You have to lay it on there. Like, look, be the best you can be. And this was wonderful. Answer questions I didn't. Okay, you had some. Okay, that's great. That's great. Hey, this is what the podcast is all about. This is the conversation. We have real legitimate conversations on here. And like I always say in the future, we're gonna dive deep, 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 deep,
Oh,
deep.
baby, we need to have that one private though.
I have to get comfortable with me. Now I ain't gonna tell no story.
Woo.
There's some things that I still don't talk about. I haven't yet shared and released, and I have my reasons why.
Yeah.
Um, but one day I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna tell a story, and I pray that my me unraveling myself would be deliverance or freedom to somebody else, whether it's mentally, emotional, psychological, or spiritual. And believe it or not, what you think here reflects
It does.
outwardly. How you
Absolutely.
feel about yourself reflects, And I remember, let me say this because I just thought about something, a conversation you and I had. And I remember years ago, I used to tell her, Cheryl, put a little makeup on. You're a beautiful woman. And you're like, I ain't got to do all that. You get a little full. Y'all got to know my sister.
Don't y'all
Yeah.
please.
Y'all got to look. I tell everybody, like, she's a thug. But anyway, so
I
I
love that.
remember us having the conversation, and I remember my sister, my other sister, Tawana. We was having this conversation as well, like about certain things. When you have been approached a certain way, or you have not been properly addressed, it causes you to look at the way you conduct yourself differently.
Hmm.
So you you don't want to wear makeup because first of all, you want to bring the undue attention to yourself because of certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Um, or you may overly do stuff because you want that situation because it makes you feel, desired and all that. So I remember when you first start putting on makeup and stuff like that, it shocked the Jesus in me, and I was like, sure, I told you it would look nice, and ever since then, y'all can't keep her out the mirror. Y'all gotta pray for
You
her.
he is really
I love
trying.
it. I love it. I love seeing people step out into their own. I love it.
I do take a lot of mirror pics. I,
Ah,
I do. I
hey,
do.
yo, it's nothing
Sometimes
wrong with that.
I mean, that was because, man. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna say nothing else. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. You
No,
good.
but that's because I had low self esteem.
Yeah.
Oh, so looking in the mirror was not an option for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't look
Yeah.
in the. I could not tell you. I used to wear real baggy clothes and
I
I
remember.
wear baseball caps all the
I
time when
remember.
nobody could see my face.
I remember. Even
Yeah,
even your dress clothes going to church.
it was too
You
big.
was Yeah. I remember.
But I mean, when you're told you're being promiscuous, you out here trying to grab the attention of other people. Well, I mean, I can't help that I'm shapely. Even when I wear big clothes, you can still see my shape.
Hey, Jesus knew. I'm gonna leave it there. Jesus knew. You had no control
I
of the
did not.
way genetics hit you. You
I
didn't
did
do
not.
that.
Yeah.
You
So
didn't do that.
that's another thing, man. You can't please everybody.
No.
You would live a lifetime trying to please everybody, y'all. Just
Mhm.
be who you know is the best version of you. And when you have people that come in that try to give some advice or a new way of thinking or doing things, don't always be opposed to it because everything is not bad that's new. There are
Yep.
some, me wearing a little makeup wasn't bad. It
Yep.
wasn't bad. And I still don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't have on makeup now. Most of the time when I do the broadcast, I don't have on makeup. God has blessed me to where my skin is clear enough that if I put some little lip liner on and lip gloss, it look like I got on makeup. But you be the best version of you. And when you
Teach.
learn better, you do better. And when you do better, you encourage the next person. So
Teach.
it's seriously though, it's like what you don't like about me don't mean that's not how I'm supposed to be.
That's right.
Not your preference.
That's right.
I'm not your preference as a friend. I'm not your preference as a girlfriend. I'm not your preference as a preacher. I'm not your preference as a teacher. I'm not your preference as a mother. I'm just going down the line because I need y'all to understand that you won't be somebody's preference. But that doesn't mean because you're not their preference that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You're good enough for the space and the realm and the influence in which you are supposed to be in.
That's
That's
it.
why a lot of us, I ain't supposed to reach everybody, but we are supposed to connect as much as possible so that what I don't have, you have, and what you don't have, the next person have, so nobody's left behind.
Yep. That's right. I agree. Y'all need to find me a good comfortable chair. Anybody want to donate? A good,
Hey, I'm saying my back is killing over here. I'm like,
Lord, look, I'm moving around. They get some cushion that over here, something. Sure, you said a whole lot of good stuff on tonight about everything. You hit from religion to family. I mean everything. Like it was beautifully said for real. It kind of take my mind back to the conference. I promise you. Take my mind back to the conference. I think I said in the two classes I said in the most, and y'all was saying some great stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like
yeah,
awesome, like some good stuff. And it's kind of like you one of those persons, and my pastor's the same way. like when y'all get to talking, all you want to do is just be quiet and listen because it's a whole lot that's going to be said. That's going to be like, okay, let me take this in.
Yo,
So
Bridget
what
comes up with these. Um, he'll come up with a parable out the Bible, or use this one word, but really he be talking to you the whole time.
the
And so
whole time?
the whole time, so I done got used to him. And when he come up and say, "Hey, I got a question," I be like, "Uh huh, yeah, I know you got a question." And he'll ask me something, and you'll feel it because you know that
Yeah,
it's something that's speaking to you.
man, it does, it does. And his and at times his rebukes are the same way. By the time we leave, that's like, ooh, I,
Right.
I just got put together. I need to correct that. I need to correct
That quick, you know.
that quick. Like, oh, I need to
But he
correct
does
that.
it in so much love. And if we
Mhm.
had much more of that, then it wouldn't be so many people that are abused or fragile. If it was done in love, it wouldn't be so much offense.
Yeah. One of your old staff person said something. Said James Dimba. He said, "True, she is a motivational speaker."
You know, that was the first time, James, that I've ever heard that, but it has been in my spirit. Um, and I know that I am supposed to be in many places. So thank you
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. She is heavily gifted. Y'all should, yeah, look. Let's go back 10. I'm gonna say 10 years. 10 years. I'm gonna say that. When what was it? 10 years when I started. How long you been gone from the center?
The wreck was in 2017. Since 2017.
Okay, let's go back to 2015. Our meetings, our powers. By the time,
Woo!
if even if you were hurting and you felt like you couldn't lift up them 100-pound participants. By the time Sure got through encouraging you and speaking into your life and slick prophesying, boy, you thought you could move a mountain with your fist. I promise you, just like bam, just like I'm telling you, James, you're right. And she is that motivational speaker. Very and y'all, I'm trying to get her on here more often. Matter of fact, yeah, you're gonna be on her next Friday because I'm gonna be traveling.
No, I won't be. I'm gonna be at a game.
Yeah, gonna be on next Friday. We're gonna do a show. So
Y'all see how he do me? And
we're
look,
gonna
I'm
do a
sorry
show.
for all the movement. My phone was about to go dead, so I had to try to get my charger hooked up.
Oh, that's fine. We like they ain't know the backdrop. She couldn't get the computer working, so she jumped on the phone and all that. So
Listen, y'all don't understand what it was to get on this show tonight. So I knew it had to be powerful. I told Darnell, I said, tonight gonna be powerful.
yeah,
Tonight gonna be powerful. And whether it reached 10 or 2, it was powerful.
it was powerful. Definitely so. Definitely. She's gonna be back on here next week, y'all. I promise you. It's gonna be next week. Next week. Next week. She's gonna be on here next week. Next week. Next week. She gonna be over here. Um, listen, I want to share this with you all. Just in case you may be wondering, Jonisha is in the semifinals for. Oh my Jesus! I don't lost the whatchamacallit. Anyway, she's on her road to the Apollo in New York.
Yeah.
So if she win this, then we're gonna be flying out. I said we. Yes, I did. We're gonna be
Come
flying out
on.
to New York.
I'm be out here.
Yeah,
Who wanna donate for my ankles?
yeah. I told, I told, I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, "Look, I said I need some money. I think I'm gonna sell a couple toenails."
I'm trying to tell you right now. I said ankles. I got to get
Mine,
to New York.
yeah, yeah. She's on her way to New York, so I will be supporting her next Sunday. I will be somewhere in North Carolina, somewhere.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
lives in
and
Salem.
yeah, that's where she lives. So I don't know where the thing is gonna be. Yes, yes, Anna. Yes, toenails. I'm selling toenails. That's all they gonna get out of me. That's it.
No, my ankles look like turkey ankles. Might get a little bit more for the ankles.
Well, no, they have thickened up throughout the years. Somebody like these ankles.
I'm trying to tell you now, mine's is skinny. Somebody gonna purchase these ankles.
Lord,
Oh man.
Lord Jesus. The statements we make on this post, on this broadcast.
Listen, it's all fun, y'all. We ain't selling
But
nothing.
if no, look,
All
trust and believe. I don't know about Cheryl, but I had an opportunity to be somebody's sugar baby, and I turned it down. I can't do it.
listen. I've
I
been
I can't.
I have had somebody that asked me could they be my sugar daddy. I was like, I'm sorry.
And let me share this to the public. So just in case some of y'all know I'm a big guy, there are a lot of people that like all this. And
Come
I didn't
on.
realize. And I'm telling you something. I didn't realize because I went from skinny and then got big. When David said I was young, but now I was old, and I never. Yeah, so I went from skinny to being big. So when I got big, I didn't think nobody was into the big dudes like that. But
Okay, baby, you
but
in and you in there.
yeah,
You in
I
there.
didn't.
Yeah, yeah, you in
And
there. I'm
I,
just
I gotta say this. I'm gonna make y'all laugh. And the way they come at you, talking about you like the you look like you like a good home cooked meal.
yeah.
That's that's how they try to get at you, man.
Done
Cameron Pankey.
leave them.
Cameron Pankey said, "How much for the big toe and the pinky toe?"
Oh wait, Lord Jesus,
Ah.
listen.
Yeah, that's my bro, y'all. That's my bro. Sarah, he want to know how much it is for the big toe and the pinky toe.
Well, I'm gonna say about 150 for the big toe. I give you the pinky toe for him probably be about 35. So you gotta decide.
Bishop said,
This is
"Preach."
4 toes down.
Bishop said, "Photo, photos down."
It's 4 toes down. Woo! 4 toes down.
Uh, Bishop said, "Not that, not that." Bishop, I know what you're talking about the preach part. I got you. I'll just play. Um, but I'm telling you all, man. When you get comfortable with yourself, man, like don't even worry about them. And every day is going to be a struggle,
Yes,
but as you fight against it, you begin to see yourself overcome a whole lot. And I said this to somebody. I used to pray that God remove my stumbling blocks, um, and I used to pray that God move my mountains. But me walking around my stumbling blocks, me climbing those mountains, gave me a deep appreciation for life.
absolutely.
If God removed every mountain, removed every stumbling block, I would never learn those lessons that I need to learn. And let me share this with you all about evolving to your better person and forgetting, them and that. The times that God delivered me straight ahead out of stuff, guess what Darnell did? I went back and repeated it.
Yeah,
When God let me walk around that stumbling block and let me climb those mountains, and it took me a while to get over it, trust and believe. What was behind me was behind me, and I did not repeat it at all. So life lessons that you have to go through and you have to fight through, that you have to evolve into, man, they make you a better person.
absolutely.
So them and they, this ism and schism, and Cheryl said,
It's,
those things, those things before you're making. If you learn how to kill those voices,
yeah.
if you learn how to put that behind you, trust and believe you will be a better person than what you are. And I want to say this: I love you all, but before we get off here, let me say this: for those of you who would like to donate, excuse me, to Rare Image. That's the name of our company, Rare Image. You can donate through Cash App, $ Rare Image number 26. If you have any question about our packages, me and Jaleisha talked about on last week. I found the information for our packages. We do have a radio station. If anybody's listening on here, want to be part of and want to program on there, just email us at rareimage the number 26 at gmail.com, and we get the information to you. And I want to say, I promise that our packages are very, very reasonable at this point. It's very reasonable. And we want to say this: we're going to grow.
Yes,
And if you started out with us, you're going to be grandfathered in, and the prices won't change for you. So join us now. Join us now. And we would like to say that we love you all. We thank God for you participating in this conversation with us.
Yes.
And look, I'm enjoying this Freestyle Friday. I
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
I like this. But we're gonna have some guests on here real soon, and we're gonna be tripping out with them. And I want you to partner with us. Partner with us. In whatever form you can. You like, I'm gonna get $1 every week. We will
Yeah.
be appreciative of that. If you want to give 1,000 every week, we definitely will be appreciative of that.
Not the
Either way we go, we're gonna be super appreciative of that. Either way go, there's no gift, and I was just being funny. There's no gift that's too small that we will not be appreciative of, and no gift too large that we won't be appreciative of. We happily will accept that. And our goal is to have our own like full fledged studio. That
it's
is
coming.
our goal. Yeah, it's coming. And as you already know, the Conversation Podcast is also known as the couch. So we're gonna have couches with microphones around them, and we're gonna have a cameraman and all that type. That's our dream. And we're gonna put it out there, and we definitely gonna reaching for those goals. So listen, meet us back here on Friday. Matter of fact, we won't be doing Friday. Meet us here Thursday at 7 p.m. on the Conversation Podcast. I will be traveling Friday, and so headed out to North Carolina to be with my big sister and supporting her as she participate in the semifinals for the road to Apollo. And y'all, if y'all might see me on TV because I'm probably the loudest dude out there.
I need you to be.
Yeah, the loudest
I
dude
need
out
y'all to
there.
send y'all voices down to North Carolina because they
Yeah,
will win according to how much um, noise the crowd makes.
yeah, yeah. So we're definitely going to be pushing her along, and I'm excited for her. I am super excited for this woman. Music is her dream, and everybody know myself. She loved music, and I'm being to find out she liked preaching too. So I, I get behind the scenes. I tell all we need is a B3 organ, and she'll be fine. But we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
And I'm gonna send it out next week because I'll be traveling on that Friday to North Carolina. So meet us next Thursday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. here on Rare Image pages, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, um, and YouTube. Meet us here at 7 p.m. We love you guys. Sure,
Love
anything you
you
want
guys.
to say before we go?
I don't. Thank you.
All right, y'all be easy. All right, okay. I gotta find some stuff. Y'all be easy. All right, we gonna get up out of here. Peace out, y'all. Love you.